You're listening to the Platform Launchers podcast. I'm John Stange, and it's great to have you with us as always as we're preparing to build, grow, and monetize our online platforms. I just had a lovely conversation with our members club. They are live here on the podcast with me, our members from all different corners around the United States, and doing some fantastic things in their platform. And if you would be interested in joining us in our members club, just head on over to platformlaunchers.com and you'll see the membership tab right at the top of the screen. And you could try it for a couple of weeks for free and see if it's a good fit for you. And you'll get access to our launch plan course, and you get to join us for our live calls and be part of our Q&A and just be part of a really fun group. So again, you can find that over at platformlaunchers.com, and you'll see the membership tab right at the top of the screen. Now, this week, we're talking about something that you might see abbreviated in some contexts as PWYW. So if you ever see PWYW, what does that mean? Have you ever noticed that? I've noticed some software will use those abbreviations when it comes to just different monetization tools that are built into software. You'll see the PWYW, and sometimes people ask, well, what does that actually mean? Well, that means pay what you want. That means, it's referencing a pay what you want offer. And so this week, for our podcast here, we're going to be talking about something that our group has been talking about all throughout the course of this past month, and that's pay what you want offers. And I'm about to share with you multiple benefits of offering a pay what you want offer with a real life case study just from my own life over the past few days. So keep that in the back of your mind. Now, each month here in Platform Launchers, our members club participates in what we call our monthly challenge. And what we do is each month we set aside a challenge that is a task that we agree to participate in at the same time. So whatever the task is, we're all doing it at the same time, and we're trying to help facilitate the growth of our online platforms, or maybe build a new tool that might have long-term benefit to what we're building online. And so each month, our monthly challenge is something related to that. So over the course of this past month, right now we're at the very end of the month, and over the course of this past month, our monthly challenge was to create a pay what you want offer. We encouraged everyone that's part of our members club to just consider it. Create a pay what you want offer. Now, again, if you're not familiar with that concept, it's really as simple as the name would suggest. There's nothing more complicated to it than that. It's just a pay what you want, offer. People get to pay literally whatever they want. So what you do is, after you create a digital product, typically it's a product. It could also be a service, but most of the time it's a product. But we'll just say, after you create a digitally deliverable product or service, you then offer it on your website with no fixed cost. There's no fixed cost to it. So many of the people that take advantage of your pay what you want offer will pay you exactly nothing. They will pay you $0.00, while some people will choose to pay for the resource that you've created, but that's okay. You're okay with it either way. You're just looking to be helpful. You're looking to get these resources out. You offer them as a pay what you want offer. And there's multiple reasons for which to do that. Reasons that benefit the people you're serving, and reasons that I think will benefit you as you build your online platform. And I'm going to explain some of those benefits in just a moment. But when it comes to leadership, I believe in leading by example. So when I encouraged our community to attempt this challenge, to create a pay what you want offer, a PWYW offer, I decided that I was going to participate as well. I was going to do it just right alongside everyone in our group. And I typically do that with our monthly challenges anyway. So this month, what I decided to do was I decided to offer a 14-lesson course as my pay what you want offer. And here are the results that I'm seeing just in the past few days of making it available. I actually just made it available just a few days ago. It's been roughly a week since I made it available. And I checked the stats on this right before I went live here with the podcast. But so far, 32 people have downloaded the course. So it's a 14-lesson course. And I looked and it says 32 people have downloaded the course. And one person out of that group of 32 chose to pay something for it. And they were very generous with what they paid for it. And I thought that was super nice. But 32 people have downloaded it so far. And again, it's only been a few days. It's only been, roughly a week since the course was made available on my website. So I'm honestly very pleased with the results that I've seen so far. They're not earth-shattering, they're not groundbreaking, nothing like that, but they're progress. Now, the course that I'm referencing, it's not at platformlaunchers.com. The course I'm speaking of is found on my faith-based platform, my faith-based website at BibleStudyHeadquarters.com. And it's basically the first of a series of Bible study and theology courses that I'm making available in coming months. And what I'm deciding to do with these Bible study and theology courses that I'm just putting up at BibleStudyHeadquarters.com, they will all be pay what you want courses. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. I actually have a very specific reason why I'm offering these specific courses as pay what you want offers. But I will say this, even before I get into my reasoning, if you are a message-based online entrepreneur like I am, and like the people in our online community most certainly are, there are multiple benefits to creating pay what you want offers, and I'm just going to highlight a few of them. And what I hope as I highlight these benefits, I hope that maybe one of these benefits or maybe multiple benefits that I list here will actually be useful as I talk about these things in convincing you to create an offer like this at some point. Many people have never considered doing something like this. Some people think that would be a lot of time for not very much reward. Should I really do it? And again, I would encourage you to, if you find the right thing that you could put up as a pay what you want offer, definitely consider doing it. But let me give you just a few benefits. And this is not an exhaustive list, but these are a few of the main benefits that I see to creating a pay what you want offer. So here's benefit number one. Number one, I think for many of us, when we create a pay what we want offer or pay what you want offer, it could actually help you get over a fear that I commonly hear people say they have when they start an online platform. And that fear is the fear of charging something. The fear of charging something. Creating a pay what you want offer can actually help you get over your fear of charging something. So, for many of us, the early stages of our venture into online entrepreneurship, I think for many of us, it could be fraught with fear, fraught with nervousness. A lot of people tell me that that's how they feel in the initial stages. Think we might be afraid to make our content public for a variety of reasons, but partly because maybe we'll receive some criticism or critique, or at least we think we might. Usually we don't receive that much. But at the same time, we fear maybe I'll receive some criticism, maybe I'll receive some critique. And we also might be afraid to charge something for the products and services that we're creating, because maybe at this point in an early season of creating online content, maybe we don't feel worthy to charge something for the work that we're doing or the content that we're creating. So when you make a pay what you want offer, when you make that available on your platform, for many of us, it could help us overcome those fears. The fear of charging something for what we've created. It could help us overcome that. We are literally giving people the opportunity to pay nothing to gain access to our creative content. We're giving them the opportunity. They could just put a zero there, big fat zero, and pay absolutely nothing. And I think for many of us, particularly in the early days of building an online platform, it kind of feels easier to promote a free offer than it does to promote a paid offer. And so since it feels a little bit easier to promote something that is technically free, when you create a paid, or excuse me, a pay what you want offer, it could just help you get over that fear of charging something. Some people will pay for it. Many people, like in my example, I released something last week, 32 people acquired the course, one person paid for it. But I offered it, and it's the type of thing that can help you get over your fear of charging something. So that's benefit number one. All right, here's benefit number two. I think benefit number two of creating a pay what you want offer is that it can help you stay focused on offering the kind of help you're called to offer. Now, what do I mean by this? Why am I saying it can? Why would a pay what you want offer help you stay focused on offering the kind of help you're called to offer? Well, I mentioned a few moments ago that I plan to continue offering courses on my faith-based website that have no fixed cost. There's going to be no fixed cost for these courses that I'm offering. And again, I have reasons for doing this that are way more important to me than earning an income. Even though, and those that know me well know that I champion the value of earning an income from your online platform. I want more people to do that because I think it frees up their time to be able to create more content. And I love when people have that added source of revenue. So I'm very much in favor of each of us earning an income from our online platforms. However, there are things that are much more important to me in life than earning an income from my creative content. One of my primary goals for my faith-based website, again, that's over at BibleStudyHeadquarters.com. So definitely check it out if you're somebody that's either curious about faith issues or you're very much into issues related to having a biblical faith. You'll find all sorts of resources over there. But one of my main goals for that platform when I created it was basically to just provide resources that help equip people to understand the Bible and theology so that they can either grow in their personal faith. That's certainly one thing that I'd like people to experience, or so that they can help serve others in spiritual leadership. It's kind of geared for both. So individuals to be able to grow in their faith, but also those that want to serve in various forms of spiritual leadership. I want to be able to help equip them to do so. Now, during the week, I teach theology classes at a Christian university here in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, Cairn University. Love having the opportunity to teach there, but I'm also well aware of the fact that there are people who may not be able to take courses in a typical university context, either because maybe they cannot financially afford to do so. I certainly understand that, or because the present demands that are just pressing on their time make that nearly impossible for them to do so. I totally understand that. Maybe their career doesn't allow them to take courses when courses are offered. All of that. Totally understand that. I'm also aware of the fact that there are people who desire to serve in various forms of church leadership who are looking for resources that can help them grow in their theological understanding. And many of these leaders have other careers that they're trying to juggle at the same time. And so, what I'm trying to do is to create a series of free online classes that can help equip them in their roles without burdening them financially or without asking them to give up time that they just don't have available to give. They can't do it. I volunteer time. I've done this for a group of years um, to teach summer classes for a group of up and coming pastors and try and teach them theology and biblical content. It's not something that I do for an income or anything like that, but it's something that I've participated in for a bunch of years. And it dawned on me that recording some of that content and making that available online could help serve people that are preparing for various forms of Christian leadership. So I thought, you know what, those are going to be pay what you want offers. I'm going to make sure there is no financial barrier and hopefully no time barrier to people actually being able to utilize that content either for their own growth or for their growth in their service or leadership roles. So that's benefit number 2. Here's benefit number 3. Now, this benefit number 3 for creating a pay what you want offer is something that I would list as like a personal benefit for you as an entrepreneur if you're creating a pay what you want offer. But in reality, it can help you build something super important, and that's your email list. If you create a pay what you want offer, you may not get money for the content you create, but people will sign up to be on your email list. It can help build your email list. Building an actively utilized email list is one of the most important tasks an online entrepreneur should do. When you go to someone's website, on the front page of their website, they should be collecting email addresses. When they give things away for free, they should be collecting email addresses because a solid email list allows you to contact your audience immediately and regularly whenever you have something new to offer. And it also liberates you from operating at the mercy of social media algorithms, which may or may not place your messages in front of your intended audience. I don't trust social media to do that for me. I don't even have to depend on social media to do that for me because I build an online email list. I have my own email list. And so when they download your pay what you want offer, they're also going to be giving you their email list, or excuse me, their email address. They're going to be giving you their email address, and that will give you many opportunities to then connect with them again in the future when it's time to offer new products. and new services. So that's a personal benefit that you may experience. It's benefit number 3 of creating a pay what you want offer. It really does help you build your email list. That offer that I told you that I released a little bit less than a week ago, that's something that each person, most of the people that have downloaded that course that I've now made available for free were not on my email list. So let's say of those 32 people that I sent that out, let's say 25 of those are new additions to my email list. So that's certainly something that I have experienced personal benefit from as I've made a resource available to other people. But here's another benefit. And we could say that this is a personal benefit as well. When you create a pay what you want offer, benefit number 4, I think, is the fact that it can increase traffic to your website. As word gets out about your pay what you want offer, more people are going to visit your website to get a copy for themselves. As people share about it with other people, people are going to come to your website. Or as it gets indexed in a search engine, people will come to your website to acquire it. I think it's also very likely that people are going to share your website with others who might be interested in making or in what you're making available. They're going to share that with others, and then word is going to get out about your website. And so I think that can be a useful thing. And what happens is the increased traffic to your website will help you build online authority. And it's also going to expose visitors to your website to your other products and services, or your books, or your workshops, or anything else that you make available online. So, benefit number 4 of creating a pay what you want offer is that it can increase traffic to your website. But before we wrap up, those are 4 benefits I wanted to list. But I want to do something else before we finish up here. And I want to really just take a moment to give you some pay what you want do's and don'ts. Just a couple of them before we wrap up. And these are just, things related to what I would offer and what I would not offer as a pay what you want offer. I actually received a good question about this from one of our members in our members club, and she really triggered my thinking on this. And so I thought I'd share some of the things that I shared with her. But so there are certain things that you would offer and certain things you wouldn't offer. Here's some things you would offer: courses, ebooks, PDF checklists, and other pieces of digitally delivered content. It could be video, it could be audio, anything like that. But any kind of content that you only have to work once to create, those are the type of things that make for good pay what you want offers. And the reason I list those is because they don't demand further time from you. So, an example, the course I just created, that course is done. There's literally nothing else I have to do with that content. It's done. I've made it available, and it requires no further time from me. And so, since I'm offering it for free, it's wise to make sure that it's not something that's going to become overly time consuming, since it's something that I'm essentially offering for free, or at least people have the potential to utilize it for free. You don't want it to be something that becomes time consuming when you're offering it for free. But now, something like coaching, or something like mentorship, or anything that might take a lot of time or ongoing commitment to deliver, that would be what I would categorize as something that would not be wise to offer on a pay what you want basis, because it's going to take a lot of time to actually deliver it. So the content that you could create once, or work to create once, and then deliver it that way, and it has no further commitment from you or no further involvement, that's fantastic for a pay what you want offer. But things that are going to require ongoing time commitments, like coaching, mentorship, anything where you walk beside the person utilizing it, typically not something you would want to utilize as a pay what you want offer. There may be some limited contexts where offering something like that still makes sense. It's entirely possible you might be able to think of an exception to that rule, but generally speaking, something that requires added time is not something that you would typically offer as a free offer on your website. It's usually wise to reserve your most time-consuming tasks for clients who are able to offer you some form of financial compensation. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. But that's just the gist of offering a pay what you want offer. I think they're wonderful to do. I hope that if you're hearing this teaching, if you're listening to the podcast, if you're watching us on YouTube, that it's something that you consider. If you're already part of our members club, join us in the monthly challenge. Create a pay what you want offer, something that can be digitally delivered. There are all kinds of benefits that I think you can experience from doing so. Like I said, I just created a new one this month, and put it up there, and it's been performing rather well. I'm very pleased. Several downloads each day since it's been up there, connecting with new people as a result, serving people that I want to be serving. And I just encourage you to consider doing that as well. Like I said at the start of our episode, if you head over to platformlaunchers.com, you can check out a whole bunch of resources that we have over there. We've got blog posts, we've got videos, we've got courses, we've got our members community. We'd love to include you in any of that and hope that we could come alongside you as you build, grow, and monetize your online platform. But that's it for us this week. Thanks again for tuning in. It's always a fun time to be able to spend this time together. And I'm about to jump into some Q&A with our members who are live here on the call. But if you're listening on the podcast or watching us via YouTube, I'll say goodbye, and we will see you right here again next week. Take care.